We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vì thứ pháp vội cập nhật thiết chúng sanh, thịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã mù, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạc là tốc chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Nan Thô Sư Chế Đô Ye Ơ La Hơ Đi Sam Miao San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Thác Đắc Tha Tô Già Đà Già A La Ha Đế Tam Miệu Tham Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual doctrines. Wu shang sheng sheng wei biao fa bai jian wan jian an zao yu. 我今见闻得受持愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Tutor, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns and all good no advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、诸者大士、师父上人各位、出家人各位、善知识阿弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Trí Gia Đại sư, Thượng Tiên Hoa, Quý Tư Cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 13th of September 2025. Thank you for joining our discussion of Vimalakirti Sutra. We're on Chapter 2, the Buddha Lands, on slide 422. This is in discussion of the praises that Bao Ji, the elder son, sang in praises of the Buddha. After the Buddha manifested a lot of spiritual powers. All right. This is the references I got from the tutor materials, and it is in Chinese. I think it's more than I want to go into, but I thought I'd leave it here for future reference. If those you are interested, intrigued, you might want to look at it. And there's a translation on ChatGPT as well. All right, and I changed it a little bit. ChatGPT translation is not bad, but technical jargon is where they trip a little. Okay, and so continuing on slide 426, where the elder sons continue to sing the praise verses to the Buddha. Thank you. All right. Long has he accumulated limitless pure karmas. He guides beings by means of stillness. Therefore, we bow to him.
久积净业称无量， 导众以及顾基手。
Okay. 427. Here, the elder son Baoji, he says, long has he accumulated limitless pure karmas. Cultivation is a long-term proposition. You don't want to rush it like good wine. It needs time to mature properly. You can't force it. Okay? And that's why it says long. Because he's been cultivating for a long time, naturally, you don't even have to be greedy for it. You don't even have to wish for it. Naturally, you will accomplish hallmarks, meaning the Buddhas have certain characteristics that whenever they showed up as a Buddha in any world, as a human form, then it has certain characteristics. Here in Science world, it has 32 hallmarks, like long ears, you see, like the Buddha statues there, a bump on top of the head. Only Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have that, and so forth. Hands, they have this wheel, tattoo, if you will. All right, and so it has 32 hallmarks. Another thing is kind of interesting to me, the hallmarks that you kind of gives it away to him. For him, is that his hands are so long they reach below his knees. So check yourself. If you have a lot of blessings, you have long hands like monkey hands. Okay, never mind. Okay, so it's apparently for the Buddhas, those are the hallmarks that show that you naturally have because of your pure karmas, okay, that you've been practicing. All right, and so you are naturally, for the Buddhists, when Bodhisattvas, they have hallmarks, and they also have spiritual powers. Okay, spiritual powers are necessary for them to do their jobs, not to impress people, not to make a big deal out of things. They need to help living beings. So sometimes it takes extraordinary efforts. All right? That's how it is. He guides beings by means of stillness. Therefore, we bow to him. Okay? How do Buddhas teach and guide us? Okay, he teaches and guides us by means of stillness. Okay, so it says here, Buddhas, when they're on their spiritual path, they open their wisdom, okay, and that's how they put an end. They put an end to cessation. What is cessation? Cessation. What is cessation to you? The most important cessation is what? Very fundamental, folks. You can talk all you want, but what is cessation? Meaning stopping, right? What is the most important stopping in life? What is so important that's what Buddha aimed to achieve. That's what Bodhisattvas aim to achieve. What kind of cessation, what kind of stopping are they aiming for? And this is very insightful because you learn about these great men, these great sages, and you see if they want it, that means it's the best thing possible for them. Therefore, it's highly desirable for us as well. So Buddhas teach by example. They don't simply talk like me. I talk, and go eat lunch. How is lunch today, by the way? Good lunch, huh? Yeah. Nice feast, thank you. Way Mountain. I'm going to miss American food. Yes, Wei Mao.
Thank you, Master. I believe Buddhas are trying to achieve the cessation or the stopping of karma.
Stopping of karma. Very good. Cessation of karma. You don't want to create karmas. Okay? Yes, 4.
Emitofuo Master, cessation of thoughts.
Oh, excuse me. See what you do to me when you give me a good
Sorry.
answer. How do you put an end to karmas? How do you stop creating karmas? Go ahead, Wei Mountain.
Thank you, Master. I believe you put a cessation to karmas by entering samadhi.
Entering samadhi. What happens when you enter samadhi? See, this is very fundamental. All of you can practice meditation and enter samadhi. What happens when you enter samadhi? You ought to recognize it. 4. When you enter samadhi, thoughts stop. So therefore, this is a skill in Buddhism, very fundamental skill. Whatever you do, you bow, you recite Buddha's name, you recite sutras, and so forth. But eventually, when you do all those things, you will be able to stop thinking, stop your thoughts. And that's how you enter samadhi. And when you enter samadhi, what happens? No thoughts, no karmas. That's why cessation is that. He says here, when you have transcendental wisdom that you're all capable of doing, of developing, okay? If you have prajna here, you will lead to the cessation fruit. We mean you'll be able to put a stop, an end to stop, okay? Stopping what? Stop thoughts, all right? Why is it desirable? Because this is your ultimate best. This is your best possible for anyone. If you're able to put an end to your stop, to your thoughts, okay, then you are at your true self. Right now, what you have is what we call in Buddhism a false self, which is suboptimal. The false self is only a small part of your true self. When you reach his true self, okay, then wonderful things happen. Okay? So that's what. So what it says here, the tip here from Master Chucha, the great Chinese sage, he says that you practice your prajna, okay, by using your prajna, your transcendental wisdom that you develop through meditation, through reciting Buddha's name and so forth. That's called prajna, meaning this kind of wisdom here that's beyond intellectual thinking. And the reason you get there is by stopping your intellect. Is that clear? So in Buddhism, we train you to develop the skill to stop thinking. When you stop thinking, wonderful things happen to you. Okay? You open your prajna. What is prajna? Prajna is very important. Why is prajna important? Prajna is wisdom. Okay? Wisdom meaning the wisdom to put an end to suffering. All right? What does it mean to put an end to suffering? It's not words. It's very practical. If you have any type of suffering at all, okay, you don't need any massage. You can simply use prajna and it goes away. So worldly people, they don't understand. They think every time you say, let me go get a massage, then go see an acupuncturist, So that's why, and that's okay. I mean, that's help acupuncturists and masseurs that make a living. But in Buddhism, and it's okay too, but in Buddhism, those who have prajna, they can simply put an end to the suffering. Okay? All right? Any questions about that? So, yeah, there's a lot of suffering right there. Yeah. All right. So, it's what's interesting here is you open your prajna wisdom by cultivation, by stopping your thoughts, okay? But also it says prajna leads to cessation fruit. It's referring to the ultimate prajna, the ultimate wisdom. Here's what happens. You practice. As you improve, you get better and better. You are able to stop more and more thoughts. So thoughts can be categorized into certain types of thoughts. Okay, so when you reach a certain level of samadhi, you're able to put an end to certain types of thoughts. Next level of samadhi, put more. You can put an end to more types of thoughts, and so forth, and so forth. So far, so good. It's very, very precise in Buddhism. So samadhi means absence of a certain type of thoughts. Is that clear? We don't oversell here in Buddhism. We're very, very clear about these things. Okay, and so prajna is that ability to put an end to different types of thoughts, the thoughts that are harmful to you, thoughts of ignorance because we didn't know better. So far, so good. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, but that's when you have prajna. That's when you are able, you're in a position to put an end to all thoughts. This is what's referring to cessation fruit. Okay. Si here is rest, or terminal or termination. So that's why this translation is correct. Cessation fruit, meaning that Buddha fruit. Only Buddhas will be able to put an end to all thoughts. Bodhisattvas, not yet. By the way, okay, and that's why cessation fruit is the stillness. That's why it says here, by means of stillness. Any questions about this? So what is it? What is the implication for you? Implication is that, knowing this, implication is that if you want to activate the better part of you, what do? You enter samadhi. You still your thoughts. Is that clear? And this is counterintuitive because for most of us, we train to think and analyze and think and analyze. We don't realize that the best way to go about solving our problems is stillness. So what does it mean, stillness? It doesn't mean you sit there and do nothing. And this is a misconception about Buddhism. The Buddhists are so passive, they do nothing. They just sit there and wait for the fig to fall upon their mouth. That's a Vietnamese expression. Chờ súng rụng. Okay, so can you imagine, like, is this the Vietnamese equivalent of apples, Newton's apple? Where Newton says, all you have to do, okay, is lie beneath an apple tree, open your mouth and wait for the apple to fall. Okay, and that's Newton's wisdom. Vietnam has a different We don't have any apples in Vietnam, so we only have a lot of fig trees everywhere. Okay, do we have black crows as well in Vietnam? I don't think we have black crows. Black crows are not Vietnamese. Black crows are American. Vietnam we have. I believe in Vietnam we have sparrows. Never mind, I got distracted. Okay, and so your best version of you, okay, is not meant that you run away from life and you do nothing. Actually, the best version of you, you missed the feast. You guys, but then they went to a feast with meat and lobster and all those things. Not missing anything. So, how did I get there? Okay, so what it means by cessation of fruit, what it means that your best is this. Okay? This is sort of like what the Westerners talk about the concept of thinking outside of the box. Okay, this is it. This is thinking outside of the box, except that we Buddhists have a methodology behind it. Okay, how do we Buddhists think outside the box? What we do in Buddhism is we research, we read up, we talk to people, we investigate, okay, thoroughly until we encounter repetition. It's no more new things. Okay, so now things become repetitive. So far so good, meaning you exhausted all your sources of information. So far so good. Okay, that's the first thing you do. Second thing, once you do that, okay, then common wisdom is that what do? They get a good night's sleep. Did you know that? That's the customs. I don't know about you. In Vietnam, we do that, and then we sleep. Yeah, I mean, I know it's different from the siesta thing you guys do in Spain, but in Vietnam, we do research and we go to bed. Okay, and overnight. Occasionally, we come up with the solution. Notice that? Yeah? And that is thinking outside the box, Vietnam style. You're not impressed. See, even the Vietnamese don't even know it anymore. They lost all their inheritances. Okay? Hello there, anyone home? It's so quiet here today. So what do we people try and do? Okay, what we do is that, again, we do research, okay, and we know for us to come up with something innovative, new, that others haven't taught before, because you did all your entire research already, okay? Then the next thing we do is we meditate. And that's the Buddhist methodology for thinking outside of the box. I'm revealing to you right now, because we are in Silicon Valley. If you weren't in Silicon Valley, I wouldn't care less. Down south, we don't care. We just... And this works just fine. This is another form of thinking outside the box, by the way. And works just as well, I think. Yes, sir, Seven.
Emitofuo Master. So I remember when I was in high school, we had a teacher in philosophy,
Yes.
and he recommended us that when we have an exam, he said like you have to study, and then the day before the exam, he says like beer day. So instead of studying, you just go out for beers, and then you go to the exam the next day.
I did that too when I was younger. Before I took the test, I studied, and then my friend would take me out to drink. And it's very nice. I had first time I had half a bottle of Southern Comfort. First time I had Southern Comfort. You know Southern Comfort? You are too Vietnamese. You're too Asian. Anyone know Southern Comfort? Bourbon, yeah. Peter, do you know Southern Comfort? This guy is probably tamed by the Koreans.
Thank you, Master. Yes, I do know Southern Comfort.
Yeah, it's as American as Guinness. I mean, no, I'm sorry, to the Irish. Okay, so I drank half a bottle of Southern Comfort. I never drank Southern Comfort before, so I drank half a bottle of Southern Comfort, and it was fantastic. And the following day, I couldn't wake up. So it didn't quite work for me. So did it work for you, the beer thing?
I never tried. He just said, but I didn't do it.
And you live in Spain? I feel sorry for Spanish people. You actually live at all? No vices? No, not even beer? Okay, but here's the point. I know we joke around. Here's the point is that, yes, Wei Mountain.
Thank you, Master. I was wondering, could I maybe drill down a little bit about the thinking outside of the box?
Yes, sir.
And see if, thank you. It sounds like to me, to think outside of the box, you need to exit the box.
Yeah.
And the process to exit the box is to enter samadhi, to stop thinking, because then you're no longer in the box of your thoughts.
Right. I'm getting close.
I just wanted to spell it out for all the Northern California Dharma brothers and sisters.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this is the Southern California people. We got to figure it out. Okay, so we're sharing with you up here. Okay, but let me elaborate a little bit more for you. Today, I will teach you about thinking outside the box. Okay, it's not it's a lot more detailed than you think. And these little things that can make a difference. So first of all, thinking outside the box means you have to do your homework. Is that clear? You don't just sit there and do nothing and think, I'm thinking outside the box. I'm thinking outside. What are you doing? I'm thinking outside the box. I'm thinking outside the box. No, you have to do your research. Okay, you have to do your homework, first of all. Is that clear? Because if you don't do your homework, what happens? There's no box for you to think outside of. Is that clear? Okay, we have to do our homework, number one. Okay, number two, when people suggested that you sleep on it, it means that you stop thinking about it. Sleeping means that you don't think about it. You rest, get your mind to rest. That's a concept behind sleep on it. And it worked quite often for a lot of people. Agree? You hear so many people say, I slept on it and then I woke up and said, oh, I knew what to do. Okay? So far, so good. So the concept of sleep on it means that stop thinking about it. Give your mind a rest, a break, so that it can think outside of the box. Is that clear? In Buddhism, we don't sleep as much. Okay, so instead of sleeping, we use a chant to stop thinking about it. And that's when you stop thinking about it, that's when you're able to massage it together. All the things you research, you're able to integrate them, to massage them, and to merge them. And that's why it now becomes when you're using the power of your Buddha nature, you have a problem. The premise here, folks, is that you have a problem. And if you depend only on your conscious thinking, your thinking mind, it is circular thinking. It can only think so much, keep on going round and round and round. But if you only give it a chance, your Buddha mind a chance, and that only happens if you stop thinking. If you keep on thinking, your Buddha mind will stay out of it. Buddha mind is very polite. It yields to your thinking mind. Remember that. You have two minds, thinking mind and Buddha mind. And if you use your thinking mind, Buddha mind says, okay, you're doing just fine. Okay? Be that way. But if you meditate and stop thinking, stop using the thinking mind, those when your Buddha mind kicks in naturally. So far, so good. And that's thinking outside the box. That's the technology behind thinking outside the box. So far, so good. What else is missing? What is? You want a complete picture? You have a problem. You do a research and you want to think outside the box to solve your problem. Sometimes you solve it, sometimes you don't. Why is that? Why is it sometimes you can think outside the box with our chant technology, sometimes you can't? Why is that? After all the research, after all the, you burn the midnight oil, you work very hard, and it doesn't always work, does it? Most of the time it doesn't work. Okay? Why not? Same thing. Now, you can meditate all you want, but it's not a guarantee that you will be able to come up with something new, a different solution. Why not? Yes, 4.
Thank you, Master. It's because your samadhi level not high enough?
Not really. Not the case. Sometimes people with samadhi very, very low, but they come up with creative, very creative ways. Okay? It's samadhi comes in a little bit, but not the way you think. Yes, 7.
Amitofuo, maybe they don't have enough blessings?
Precisely. The reason you get what you want is because you have the blessings to reap the reward of that. If you didn't have enough blessings, you can try so hard, it will not happen. And we're talking about, if when you thinking outside of the box for ordinary people is sort of like force feeding. Okay? You keep on pushing and pushing and push yourself, and someday you're so tired, you stop thinking, you say, I can't think anymore. That's when you have an idea. You see that? It's the same, similar process. For us, it's more systematic. We research, we do our homework, and then okay, that's all I've got, right? That put a stop. And go have a beer, go meditate, go sleep, whatever. Whatever you choose to do, it's about giving your thinking mind a break, okay? So that your Buddha mind kicks in. And it happens to everyone. You don't have to be Buddhist Okay, your Buddha mind is still available to you if you give it a chance. Okay? But if you want it to be more systematic, where you really are able to be more productive in that sense, it's about blessings. You have the blessings, you be so creative, you keep on having more and more extraordinary inventions, extraordinary ideas, okay? Because you deserve it. You have the blessings to reap the benefits of those creations. You see that? So the blessings come from your prior investments. In Buddhism, things don't happen haphazardly. Things happen for a reason. Okay? We believe in cause and effect because we have this good thing happen because we planted the cause for that in the past. Period. Okay? So what does it mean ultimately? You have to know the technology, think outside the box, and just convince yourself that if it happens because you did good in the past, now you're reaping the rewards. Okay? Okay? So don't worry, don't beat yourself to death. Try your best, it naturally happens. Okay? Don't be stuck on that. So far, so good? Okay? So that's why cessation fruit here is incredible. We're just talking about thinking is outside the box, but for Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they're a lot more powerful. Okay? The cessation fruit here is about doing incredible things. For example, in the Chinese culture, in the past, they have incredible inventions. Okay, like the Yellow Emperor, it was the first one who was credited with inventing herbal medicine. Okay, he's a bodhisattva. Okay, in China, a lot of bodhisattvas came and they created these incredible knowledge like I Ching, herbal medicine, Shaolin. Okay, that's from a bodhisattva creation. Think about it. Acha. Okay? So, because they have enough blessings to give it to humanity to benefit them. Okay? All right. Means a stillness. What it means to us is that stillness, if you want to be at your best, you want to still your mind. And Buddha teaches us by example. He says, I do these incredible things, okay, for you because I'm constantly in a state of stillness. So far, so good. Okay. And then they elaborate more. They really slice the Tien Thai people. They slice everything into the proper portion, the proper sizes, and they continue and they give you a big picture, a description of what's really going on. That's the next section, 430. We see the great sage through spiritual transformations manifesting everywhere are the countless Buddha lands of the 10 directions.
其见大圣以神变，普现十方无量度。
All right. This is the elder son, and this part of the sutra. That's right after the Buddha showed off. He showed his spiritual penetrations. All right? And it's a different world for us because you have to be humble. You have to know who you are. The Buddhas, he came to our world, thousands of years ago. Okay? And all these things actually happened actually happened, and to these people who witnessed it, and they were recorded as part of this sutra here. We don't have this kind of luxury. We don't have these kind of blessings to be able to see it. Can you imagine if these are really be able to see all these spiritual penetration, all these manifestations? You have 500 canopies of priceless 7 gems, and the Buddha offered to him. He even pick them up or have his assistant pick them up. He just uses spiritual power and merge them into one gigantic one. Okay, that's showing off. Okay, it's because these beings there, present there, are superior beings. Okay, yes, was there? Yes, for.
Thank you, Master. Regarding the stillness, I would like to ask you, well, we know how to still our minds during a stillness meditation. But how about a stillness in movement? What is the best Dharma or Dharmas that we can use to still our mind while we are doing our daily activities?
How do you still your mind and do daily activities? I would not know. I only know how to still when I cross my legs. Okay? Anyone else? Anyone has the experience of stilling the mind when the movie? I don't want to answer you because I want to talk about it when I go to Korea. If I tell you everything, I have nothing to talk about. So I listen with all ears to your suggestions. Anyone? How do you do stillness in movement? Come on, don't be lazy. Just because Master said, I'm taking a break, and it means you can take a break too. You have to go to work. Master Z, how do you have stillness in movement? Master C, how do you have stillness in movement? Master X, how do you have stillness in movement?
Master, to me, focus on the work we're doing.
You focus on the work, that's stillness in movement?
Yes, Master.
He's not sure. Okay. Next, Master C, how do you have stillness in movement?
A Di Đà Phật, con kinh nghiệm là ngày
Very good.
Black Friday 2008 á, con dự cái Phật thất ở trên Sắc Minh Tô 3 ngày, từ 3 giờ sáng cho đến 9 giờ đêm. Thì từ 3 giờ sáng cho đến 3 giờ chiều.
Progress, you're getting closer to the old monk. No, wrong way.
4 quay nghi là đi đứng, đi niệm Phật, ngồi niệm Phật, lại Phật. Thì trong lúc đi kinh hành 3 giờ chiều thì tư tưởng nó dừng lại hết trong 3 ngày 3 đêm luôn. Không có suy nghĩ, mình cũng sinh hoạt bình thường mà cái ý nghĩ mình nó mất hết. Là lần đầu tiên con kinh nghiệm như trong kinh Di Đà nói đó, niệm mà 1 ngày đến 7 ngày đó. Thì cũng được 3 ngày. Lái xe cũng bình thường mà lên xe người ta cãi nhau mình biết hết đó, nhưng mà cái tư tưởng mình không khởi lên. Thì do cái tiếng niệm Phật lúc đang đi kinh hành đó.
I never saw this DTT ceiling before. Thank you very much.
Hello, Master. I have an experience that during the Black Friday of 2008, I was participated in the Buddha recitation retreat in Sacramento. So after 3 days into the retreat, the recitations around 3 o'clock, while I was walking recitations, all of a sudden I entered a state where all of the thought disappeared, and that state lasted all the way until I went home during those times, I recognize all of the things that been happening around me, but then I don't give rise to any kind of thought. I actually recognize whatever happens surrounding me, even the people arguing, debating during the bus, driving me home. So that is, to me, that is the stillness in movement.
Very good. Yes, go ahead, Master X. And what is stillness in movement?
It's still entering samadhi and movement.
Entering samadhi while movement?
Yeah. Or so focus on just concentration.
Concentration. I heard that word before, concentration. So how do you, can you be
How do you enter?
more, give us some more details?
I don't have more details.
You don't want to? But I insist. She don't want to. Yes, Wei Mao.
Thank you, Master. To share when, in a professional setting, where you can't just sit on the floor and cross your legs, it wouldn't be appropriate, right? So, in my experience, what's helped me, I think stillness is a high bar. So I'm going to say stiller, to become stiller in that moment. A very practical thing that I found helps is when I sit in meditation, Master, you taught me to put my tongue behind my two front teeth.
Oh, that's 20 years ago.
Yeah, it still works.
It still works. No, that's old technology. Okay.
And regardless of how afflicted I may be or confused I may be in the meeting or on the virtual call, I've found that at least putting my mouth in that kind of meditative pose state has helped to still my mind a little bit more.
I need to ask you this. Can you have stillness when you're angry? In a meeting, when someone pisses you off, and can you have stillness in anger?
My answer is yes. Outwardly, I can achieve stillness, even if internally I am not still.
I think Apple here in San Jose begs to disagree. That's a hint.
Thank you, Master.
Bring it on.
So competitive, these people.
I'm not going to debate with
Four.
Peter. Thank you, Master. I'm not going to debate with Peter. I just want to share my opinion and experience. I think during the movement, you can stillness. That means your brain's still functional, right? You still can process some information. Like during my hiking, I feel very calm down. That means I guess that means that I'm not afflicted by anything, but I still watch where I should go and process which step I should put, something like that. That's I feel that's still a stillness, but my brain's still working, but no afflictions.
Your friends are still working.
My brain.
Your friends. Okay.
My friends.
Okay, I get you.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. Anyone else? Okay, as I said, I'm not saying anything. Tune in and learn when I'm in Korea. Yes, it's possible. Yes, you have stillness when you are unmoving, and you have stillness while you're moving. Okay, it's possible. And just to let you know, just a very simple answer, it's a natural occurrence. You don't need to say, am I still while I'm moving, or I still am in what I'm not moving. It happens naturally, meaning that this is why we help you develop the skill to be still when you're unmoving, okay? And so that when you're moving, you still are able to still your mind while moving. And that's a natural thing. You don't need to do any special skills or anything at all. Okay? So the Chan skill is very useful at all times.
So, Master, that means that it's okay to practice the dharmas you teach us while we are doing our daily activities?
I think so. My better disciples do that. Ching! All right, next, manifesting. So the Buddha, they manifest a lot of spiritual transformations, like we talked about right here, merging the 500 canopies into a humongous canopy covering the entire galaxy. Okay, that's spiritual penetrations, and is witnessed by his disciples. Manifesting everywhere, countless Buddha lands the 10 directions, meaning within this canopy here, he also have sort of like a projection of all the Buddha lands, if you will, like a movie up there. When they see Buddha lands and Buddha speaking Dharma inside, it's incredible. And so imagine if you were able to witness that. Would you have any doubts? Not at all. You see, for here, we can't do it. That's why you have people talking every single weekend. Saturday, right after lunch, we have to give you a real good lunch to bring you here. And after you eat such a good lunch, you feel guilty if you were to go home. So you have to stick around. And then we speak Dharma to you. We say, we have a lot of things out of desperation. But the Buddha, he just showed off. He just did a projection, and everyone believed. Okay? Isn't that cool? And not only what's interesting at the time when the Buddha was doing these spiritual transformations, it has a lot of light, as you can imagine. If we need to project, do a projector, we have a tremendous amount of light because you're projecting upon a screen as big as the sky. Think about it. Okay? Think of the incredible nuclear power you need to have. If we're talking way beyond coal and solar, it has to be nuclear. Okay? And so look at the power for that projector that's required, much more than all the Jensen Huang's AI data centers combined. Okay? And see, such power is available. Cool? And so radiates light shakes the earth. When the Buddha showed his spiritual penetration, the earth trembles. And it's very noisy. Like taiko drums. Okay? And so these spiritual penetrations are incredible. It says all dharmas convert to form. Okay, and that's why from the Tiantai perspective, these Buddhist sages says, see, all these things, okay, they all merge into this big form thing. Okay? This is that world for you. Okay? Inconceivable. It's way beyond your imagination. Manifesting everywhere accounts as Buddha lands 10 directions. Okay? So so the Tiantai, this is so elegant for them to say all dharmas converge into form, meaning everything, okay, that you can conceive of, okay, can merge into this projection up there, Buddha lands and Buddhas and everything else. Cool. And Shuchi, there is nothing else, meaning refer to that for you, well, for us, if you are able to see this, and you see that your mind is totally focused. Okay? And this is practicing Chan without having to cross your legs. And be able to enter that kind of concentration. You see that? And this is why a lot of people come to our temple and they walk into our Chan class and they, for the first time, and they cross their legs immediately without any trouble. And keep your legs crossed for 45 minutes, for an hour, 2 hours. Okay? It's because they have the blessing. They've done it already. Whereas others, they shake and they tremble and they cry. They have to work for it, okay? And because we all have to go through these phases, by the way, okay? Form is continuous treasury, form is ocean, Dharma realm, vastness without boundary, limits, okay, so incredible spiritual powers, if you will. Okay, next. And in these lands, the Buddhas proclaim the Dharma. All of this we see and hear.
其中诸佛演说法，于是一切悉见闻。
Okay, so it's kind of interesting, 436. And so in this projection here, everyone can see, not just the elder son, because it's a lot of people in the assembly, and they all see that all these Buddha lands, these various galaxies, there is a Buddha speaking Dharma. All of them. In every single Buddha land, represented up there, okay? You can see clearly a Buddha speaking Dharma. That technology is incredible. Think about it. This vast number of Buddha lands, galaxies in the universe, projected up there, and within each one, as you zoom in, you're able to see the Buddha speaking Dharma. It's so cool. Think about it. If we have this, we don't need AI, do we? Yes, ma'am.
I'm just thinking when I heard this is how much blessings those people need to have to see something like that.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. I'm kind of envious. I will give up my red car for this. Yeah, cool. The point here is that you need to keep an open mind. If you listen to this and say, wow, this is remarkable. These are very privileged individuals. And think about it, at a very small scale, what, for example, my president's entourage, what they can see, they can hear, is not what we can see and hear. Same thing here. These elder sons, they're able to see the Buddha's spiritual penetrations manifesting right there for them. It's just the same at a very small scale, where my Republican president is telling his people who to kill, who to, excuse me, who to give Medal of Honor to. Just kidding. All right? So you see, it takes privileges. And it's at a smaller scale you have here, and you have these Buddha things here, because it's different world for you. Okay? So I want you, the reason we study the sutras is maybe a little bit far-fetched for many of you, but actually very important for you to keep an open mind. That's what I'm asking of you. I'm suggesting to you that just listen and go out the other ear, that's fine, but don't process. That's the most important thing. Just listen, that's all. Is it, just like a tale, 1,001 night tales, okay? Humor yourself, okay? All right. And so it's the point from here that in sutras, you see these types of descriptions over and over and over again, okay? And then what happened is that these people who are able to witness it, what do? Ask yourself, why would Buddha do that for these people? This is very, very Buddhist. This is why it's happening. They're able to witness all these fantastic spiritual transformations so that they have 100% belief. They have no doubt in their mind this is for real, but they can see with their own eyes. So far, so good. And then what for? Then they travel, come to Go Force and tell us about it. And that's what they do. Is that clear? Buddha don't simply do this casually. He says, I'm going to impress you today. Okay? And some people are totally unimpressed. They are sleeping and so forth. But the point here is that these people are able to witness this type of transformations, this fantastic type of manifestation, and say, wow, this is incredible. This is such a wonderful thing. I need to share it with my family, my friends, my ancestors, and so forth. So that's why from there, they take off, and they go to outside world and tell us about it. Okay? He said, believe me, I've seen it. Okay? And it's fantastic. And so they started talking about these sutras. And you know one person, don't you? One such person? Maybe two? Why you look at me like that? Master YongHua is one of them. Agree? He's the one who came to our world and says, I believe this. Let me tell you about what happened. Because you know why? He was there. Does it make sense to you? It's no doubt in his mind. He saw it. He said, wow, this is so cool. Okay? And the problem is for us is what? He was there, and this is just my imagination. I have no idea, okay? I have a big mouth. I talk a lot about a lot of things I don't know about, okay? So my interpretation, he's there, okay? He says, I got to tell others about this. So he came here to tell us about it and lecture on sutras and teach us mantras and Emperor Liang's event and so forth. What's the only drawback, the only mistake he made? He came to our world as a short man. It negates a lot of credibility. You think you have to be big and tall and handsome, Greek nose? No, it has to be short and bad teeth. Just kidding. Is your mom still here? Oh, she's still here. I hope she's not offended. She's Chinese, Okay, next section. The Dharma king with Dharma power, rescues living beings, constantly giving Dharma wealth to each and every one.
法王法力超群生，常以法财施一切。
Okay, I want you to understand that, usually the traditional style, they talk about this in very formal, they say, this is real, you should believe it. But I want you to understand that it's a lot more going on than that traditional style, because I want to hear the real story behind the story is actually, you see the proof of Master Shenhua coming here and telling us about these things because he saw it himself. Okay? All right, the Dharma King with Dharma power rescues living beings. Dharma King, okay, another Buddhist jargon. King, Dharma is Buddha Dharma. King is, he masters it. It's no one else who have mastered the Buddha Dharma as much as the Buddha. And the Dharma has power to rescue living beings. Dharma's only purpose, only reason for the Dharma to exist is to rescue living beings. Okay? So the Dharma is only comes about, manifests in our world in order to rescue us from our troubles. And furthermore, constantly giving Dharma wealth to each and every one. What is Dharma wealth? Dharma wealth is the wealth of Dharma in the Tripitaka, okay, which teaches us about the Four Noble Truths. This is incredible wisdom. 7 treasures of sagely Dharma, and constantly giving by being, again, 7 treasures. What are the 7 treasures? The 7 treasures, again, are the real treasures. If you have these, meaning that it means that you are extremely, extremely wealthy. It doesn't show it right now, but yes, Wei Mao.
Thank you, Master. Sorry, when you go back to 2 slides, you mentioned about limitless power. What is this power referring to?
This power here, the most important power of this is the power to eradicate suffering. If you have suffering, any type of suffering, okay, it has a power to eradicate it. Any living being who has any type of suffering, the Dharma has the power to destroy all your suffering. There's no suffering that cannot be helped. There's a Dharma for every single suffering you have. All right? These are sagely, these next concept here, these are sagely assets. What are sagely assets? Sagely assets are the assets of the sages. What are these? There are 7 of them. They are faith. Next one is precepts or morality. Next one is 惭愧, remorse and shame. 5th one is learning. 5th one is wisdom. Last one is renunciation. All sages have these assets, these incredible assets, these priceless assets. You don't believe me. Look like, especially that one over there, say, really? Assets? Faith is assets. It takes an incredible amount of wealth for you to have faith. Okay? Yeah. It takes, and then not just the wealth, okay, but after that, next level is you need to have incredible, even more wealth in order to be able to be a moral person. Think about it. Being moral requires a lot of blessings. Requires a lot of wisdom. Okay, next. Remorse and shame. We talked about it during Emperor Liang's repentance. Okay, remorse and shame. Remorse is that you blame yourself. You messed up, you blame yourself. You don't need people to blame you. Okay? The sage, the wise ones, blame themselves. They don't wait for you to blame them. And that requires a lot of wealth, Dharma wealth. And shame is it takes a lot of wealth to be able to dare to admit publicly and shame yourself publicly and feel that it's not okay and show it. Whereas us ordinary people, we deny and deny. And then send in the National Guard. Okay? Distract ourselves. You can deny, then you distract. But here in Buddhism, you admit it. Okay? It takes a lot of strength, a lot of wealth to be able to have this sense of public shame. It's kind of interesting, different kind of world for you. Next one is learning. Okay? You don't think that the Buddhists are lazy and they don't learn at all. They learn a lot. They do a lot of learning. Okay? And what is wisdom? Wisdom is something that you can observe. Wisdom is problem-solving skills, right? Highly prized in society. How well you solve problems. That's how you be rewarded accordingly. That's wisdom. Yeah? But it's at a transcendental level. It's not just solving any worldly problem, but also a lot of other problems. Okay? What is another definition of wisdom? But it's a little bit more personal. What's wisdom? Why is it important? Yeah, outwardly, wisdom is your ability to solve problems. You have this problem, you have wisdom. I know what to do. I can fix this. Okay? That's wisdom that can be observed. What about inside? How is wisdom manifested inside? Yes, 4.
Thank you, Master. I think there are different levels of wisdom we can manifest, but one that is very important in our society now is the wisdom to reduce our afflictions.
Okay, all right. Anyone else? Something very unglamorous. Let me tell you what wisdom really is inside. Okay? What is wisdom inside? Wisdom inside? Yes, 5.
Hello, Master. I think wisdom inside is the skill to looking at yourself.
Looking yourself? What does looking yourself mean?
Like look inside your own afflictions and
Getting close. What is wisdom? Wisdom, by definition, is to be able to see your faults. You think it's easy, but think how many people you try to tell them they're wrong, and they say, no, I'm not wrong, you are wrong. Why do you attack me? You don't understand me at all. You misunderstand me. Okay? First thing you do is, no. You don't, you're wrong. I'm not wrong, you're wrong. Isn't that amazing? Wisdom at the deeper level, okay, is to see where you're wrong. Any questions? I'm just still amazed on how many people, as soon you point out the mistakes to them, they fight and they do all sorts of strange things to cover up, and they said, no, you don't get it. Yes, JMT.
마스터, 그 지혜가 내면에 발현된다는 게 마스터께서 자기의 잘못을 보는 거라고 하셨는데, 그거는 참계심, 쉐임에 해당되는 게 아닌가라는 게 제 질문이고, 제 의견은 내면의 지혜가 발현되는 것은 내면의 평정심, 평화를 유지할 수 있는 능력이 지혜가 아닌가가 제 개인적인 의견이에요. 그러니까 질문도 있고 코멘트도 있는 거예요. 네.
So I have a question and a comment. I think when you say the wisdom is to see your own fault, I think it's more of a remorse. And I think the wisdom is that you can keep your mind very calm and peaceful.
Okay, well, that works too. So you have any wisdom since you came back from America?
남편이 그동안 좀 느리고 멍청하다고 생각했는데 남편은 완벽한, 저한테 과분한 사람이었어요.
I thought my husband is slow and stupid, but actually he was a perfect person and I don't deserve him.
And that's wisdom? Okay, good luck to both of you. Yes, JMT. Oh no, it's still, okay. Anyone else? Okay. And yes, 7.
Emitofuo Master, so sometimes with the remorse, like trying to blame myself, so by default when something bad happens, I try to immediately I blame others, but there are some situations that I don't know if I ended up blaming myself because I know I have to blame myself, or because I truly believe that it's my fault.
When in doubt, blame others. You can't go wrong when they do that. Okay. When you wisdom, when you have wisdom, that's when you see that you're wrong. It's not blaming yourself. It's about, I'm wrong here. This is not right. I've seen too many people like that, trying to tell them, and they say, they don't get it. And you try to tell them, and they don't get it, and you push a little bit harder, they get offended. Yeah. And so And that's why, this is why I really appreciate this point here, because if they can't see their fault, it's not much we can do. Okay? It's lack of wisdom there. Okay? And renunciation, which is, what's interesting here in renunciation is that it means you have Dharma wealth. You have wealth. You're wealthy. Okay? Don't think that this Dharma wealth is something abstract. Actually, these people, when you have all these, they are extremely, extremely wealthy. Believe it or not. The worldly wealth came from all these. All right? The Buddhists don't like to talk about it because it sounds like a sales thing. You're trying to sell something. But actually, the truth of the matter is that these 7, they call assets because they actually translate into material things when necessary. Okay? Material wealth. It's not something that's wishful thinking, but it's real. Why? Why? Some of you doubt it, say, really? I mean, shame, remorse is wealth? Faith is wealth? Why? How is it possible? How does it translate into material things, red cars and super yachts? You're laughing, but only because you're envious. You're jealous of me. I dare talk about it. You don't want to admit it. You say, beyond me. No, I am beyond me, but I keep talking about it. Huh? Why? How is it possible that all this will translate into material wealth? I have proof for you. I don't say this casually, folks. Clearly, none of you believe me. That's what you're really, Master. He's leaving. He's going to Korea soon, so that's not offend him. Make sure he feels that he has a home he can go back to. Yes, Evan.
Emitofuo, Master. I think because those characteristics, it takes a very, very long time, maybe many lifetimes to develop. And with one lifetime, you cannot buy any of that characteristic at all. So,
very good, very good. Anyone else? He and Ronald Yee came from the same place. Yes, 4.
Master, maybe because these sagely people, they receive offerings from many beings.
Trust me, it's not much to talk about, offerings. Yes, JMT.
그 7가지를 가진 게 복이 되는 이유는 그 7가지를 가지고 있으면 업을 짓지 않고 복을 지을 수 있기 때문에 그게 마스터께서 복이 물질로 화연된다고 하셨기 때문에 그것의 근간이 될 수 있다고 생각합니다.
Is it me or the lighting at JMT? Because when she was at DTT, she looked very dark. She looks better, doesn't she? I think it's Korean food. She prefers Vietnam food, She's a weirdo.
Vietnam seasoning sauce.
Yeah, and she calls one of my disciples Mama. Weird. Yes, go ahead, translation, please. And we can't wait to hear the translation.
Master, when you have all these 7 things, you don't make new karmas and you make blessings. So, Master, you said blessings manifest into material things as well. So this is why they're
proof.
so
I'm talking about proof, honeys. What proof do we have that these things are actually money? Huh? I know I have a lot of you who are skeptical and say, real Master talks a lot, but I ain't seen nothing yet. I know many of you are thinking, Master talks a real good game. I ain't seen no gold, no. Look at him. Where is the beef? Huh? What proof do I have? Okay, let me answer you. It's 2 p.m., so no more. I have to go. Okay. These are the teachings from the Buddha, right? He says the sages have all these seven assets. So the sages, the higher level sages, the more they have of these 7 assets. Agree? That's the Buddhist teaching. Okay? How does it translate into money and gold and silver and and so forth? How? What proof does it translate into gold, silver, and so forth, and super yacht? How? What proof do you have? Go to Barnacle. You have these, you become a Buddha. You're a Buddha, you have all this. This is a Buddha's. We live in the Buddha's house. No? It's right in front of your eyes, you don't believe. Isn't it beautiful? That's how understated the Buddha really is. He's showing off right in front of all of you. But don't you, really, where's the Buddha? Where's Buddha? Wait, he's dead already. No, this is all belongs to him. He created all this. Where from? Thin air? No, from the 7 sage assets. What happened to applause? My God! Isn't it fantastic? Huh? All right? Are we sold? Magajana! We stop here tonight. Thank you, everyone.